Welcome to Workology, a series of videos where experts give tips on how to make workplaces truly amazing.
For latest updates on workplace videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel today.
Workology is the science of workplaces. It's a series of Q&A videos by amazing workplaces where subject matter experts give answers to questions based out of their own experiences. These answers shall help you understand the various aspects of workplaces pertaining to hiring, culture, people management, etc. Today's Workology session is all about culture. And to answer these questions, we have with us Sophie Bretag. Sophie is based out of Adelaide, Australia. She's an experienced people culture and human resource leader. However, Sophie refers to herself as a heart center leader. Sophie was also a 2020 National Women in Leadership Award finalist. So, Sophie, how do you design the culture of an organization?
Firstly, from the heart. So everything I'm going to talk about is personal experience and what we do here within the workplace that I work in. But you certainly need to know your people. You need to have a very clear understanding of the vision and the mission of the company and how that relates into a feeling. So for me, workplace culture is very much about the feel of a place. You know, when you walk into a business and you can immediately feel whether it's a positive, uplifting, nice place to be, the energy is lovely, compared to when you walk into a place where, you know, the energy is a little bit flat, the people might not be smiley. You could sort of tell that perhaps it's not as happy as another workplace. So what we work really strongly on and what we try to develop is a walk the talk attitude, and it comes from the top down. So from our board members to our CEO to our executive management team, we all have the same expectations of ourselves. We work by the same guidelines, the same collective commitments, the same vision and mission that we expect from all of our staff. I think it starts with coming in, having an upbeat, positive feeling, doing our own jobs, caring about people, genuinely caring about them, genuinely getting to know them, and then working out how you can work together as a team to then develop the positivity within the workplace and the passion for shared vision and values. I think that for me is the most important thing, connection between people to then develop the positive and uplifting feeling of energy when people come through the door. That's what we work on every day.
So Sophie, irrespective of geographical boundaries, what are the top 3 things that every organization should stitch into their cultural DNA? So, I understand that with geography, certain things would be changing. People's behavior patterns are different. People are different, But if we forget the geographical boundaries, then what are the top 3 things that every organization you think should stitch into their culture DNA?
I think the number one is connection. So if you aren't connected to your staff, if your staff are not connected to each other, if the staff are not connected to what the why of the business, you're not going to be able to produce a positive or as positive workplace culture, because the people won't know the people, they won't know why they're doing it, and they won't have an intrinsic reason to connect with the business and what the business is trying to achieve. So for me, number one is connection. Number 2 would be leaders who are able to be authentic and honest. So being able to have the uncomfortable conversations with their staff, being able to set the clear expectations so that there is no confusion over what's expected, because often a lot of problems with workplace culture come from staff not knowing what's expected of them and then perhaps being pulled up for doing something but they haven't actually known the clear expectations from the beginning of what was required. So I think having leaders who actually lead rather than manage, so modeling the behaviour that they want to see from their staff. So authentic, courageous and kind leaders. And I think the third one is having people within the business who champion learning and psychological safety. So, for instance, say I get asked a question on something to do with industrial relations, and I might not know the answer. So I then go out and say, I don't know the answer. I put my hand up and say, is there anybody in my team that could support me with working through this issue? So collaboration, honesty, authenticity, kindness, empathy, and bravery. So it's sort of all interwoven, but for me, it's about making sure that people have clear, kind boundaries, positive leaders, and I guess leaders who really care and want to connect with their staff. So important, so important. Just human connection is the number one for me.
So Sophie, give an example from your career experience of how culture impacted engagement or productivity in your own organization. The experience could be from past or present organization. So, you are in a caregiver space, and I'm sure you must be having some excellent examples, to share with us.
Yes. It was hard to pick one, actually. I think from my point of view, I've worked for people before who perhaps have seen their staff as more of a number than a human being. I think that when the pressure is on for businesses to make profits, to have particular outcomes, to have particular productivity from their staff, often the human element gets missed out of the everyday. So what I've done and what the executive team have done in my current workplace, and I've worked here nearly 7 years and I love it, and is really focus on employee wellbeing. So for me, there is nothing more important than having employees who are both physically and mentally as well as they possibly can be. And there's probably a couple of reasons for that. I've seen staff burn out from overwork, from being able to not manage their work-life balance, from having an inflexible workplace, from having perhaps a workplace that hasn't been as supportive as they could be, to understanding that people are people, they have their own life outside the workplace. And so what I've done here is actually develop an employee wellbeing plan and a wellbeing program so that we openly discuss things like mental health, mental wellbeing, work-life balance, physical health, the help that they can get either within the company and externally should they require it. We work really hard on flexibility. So staff need time off, even if it's last minute. We try our absolute best and bend over backwards to try and make that happen for them. And I think it's been very rare that we've actually turned down any staff leave requests because we just value our staff so much. So I guess my experience has been I've worked in places where that hasn't been the case and I've seen people not thrive. So when I started working where I work now, I wanted to ensure that our staff, as we're in a caregiving space as well, because they do have, I suppose, compassion fatigue. You have people caring for people and working 24/7 rosters. And I didn't want to see our staff burn out. I didn't want to see our staff not stay. I mean, we're so lucky. We've got staff who've been here for, 22 years. And so when I look at that and I see how special and how amazing our staff are, why wouldn't we want to support them within the workplace to be the best they can be and stay with us as long as they can stay with us? So I suppose the main thing for me is employee wellbeing, making sure we take care of our staff, because I've not been and I've seen people not cared for in other workplaces. So that for me is a massive priority here. And I know that makes a huge difference to our staff retention, to our staff productivity, to our staff happiness. And really at the end of the day, we're here for our residents. So the care that we provide to them is exceptional. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day, is that we take care of our residents as well. So yeah, that would be my big thing, is take care of your people, because if you take care of your people, they'll take care of you and they will go above and beyond for you as a company. I guarantee it.
If you want to understand how workplaces operate best, watch out for more videos in the Workology series by Amazing Workplaces.